This classified Navy SEALs conference has been organized at short notice. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. In recent hours, we have received confirmation from Defense Secretary James Mattis that the President wishes to carry out Operation Deadman with immediate effect. Mattis tried to reason with the President, warning him of the potential consequences of assassinating a foreign leader, but he refused to listen, insisting our boys would expletive annihilate them in a war. Assassinating Assad is to be done within the next 2 weeks. According to Mattis, failure is not an option. Assassinating a foreign leader is a dangerous game to play, and unfortunately we are in a situation where we cannot back down or opt out of this situation. Prepare for the task at hand as best you can. Briefing starts at 0800 hours tomorrow.
We're now getting word that Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has been assassinated. His vehicle was driving from his home and a sniper round was allegedly fired into the vehicle, killing Assad.
Trump has denied claims he ordered the assassination, claiming it is a ridiculous idea. We would never authorize such a dangerous thing.
The Syrian government have been filmed shouting death to America in the parliament building in Damascus. It is likely they will attempt to retaliate in some form.
Operation Deadman has been successful. Assad was shot in his vehicle driving him from his residence to a bar in Damascus. The assassins have successfully been extracted from the scene. However, they believe it was caused by the U.S. and were pictured shouting death to America. We are receiving information of a potential retaliatory strike on U.S. soil. This may be an assassination attempt on a public figure, or an attack on the general public. We currently do not know. The Defense Secretary informed the President that the U.S. should prepare for a potential attack on its soil, with Syria thirsty for revenge. Trump has, however, ordered Mattis not to prepare, saying Syria are a bunch of expletive and they won't do expletive. We do not agree with this decision, but we are powerless to challenge it. It is likely this will cost many innocent lives. Mattis is attempting to talk Trump out of his bizarre and arrogant decision, but he's adamant that there will be no attack on U.S. soil and that the general public are safe. Mattis questions if this is an attempt to lure Syria into attacking U.S. soil in order to justify military conflict against them, but this claim is unfounded and there is no evidence to suggest this is the case.
هل السلاح جاهز بعد؟
نعم، لقد أعدوا الكثير منها.
ما هو موعد الحدث؟
28. نحن جميعا على ما يرام للذهاب إلى نهايتنا، فقط في انتظار الضوء الأخضر.
جيد، سوف يدفعون مقابل مثل هذا القرار.
This is an emergency warning broadcast at the request of the Center for Disease Control. We have received reports of a potential terrorist attack on the New York City subway system. We have received information of a potential chemical weapon attack on a station. This chemical is said to be the nerve agent sarin. Sarin is highly volatile and deadly. In gas form, symptoms appear after seconds of exposure, and in liquid form they appear after a few minutes. Exposure to enough sarin gas or liquid will result in death. Sarin is colorless, odorless and tasteless. It is difficult for one to know if they have been poisoned by sarin for these reasons. The most common symptoms are runny nose, watery eyes, pinpoint pupils, eye pain, blurred vision, excessive sweating, drooling, chest pain, nausea and vomiting, weakness, drowsiness, headache and a change in heart rate. Exposure to even mere droplets on the skin can lead to sweating and muscle twitching. While it is likely the perpetrators are using sarin in gas form, be aware that exposure to even minuscule amounts of sarin can cause dangerous effects. Exposure to enough sarin can lead to loss of consciousness, convulsions, paralysis and respiratory failure resulting in death. We believe the nerve agent was released inside a subway station. If you are hearing this from a subway station, leave now and return to street level. Sarin gas will build up quickly in small, contained areas. Get to some form of high ground, as sarin vapor is heavier in air and as such it sinks to lower ground. I do believe you are suffering from sarin poisoning. Call 911 immediately. Seek medical attention immediately. Failure to receive immediate treatment could result in serious health effects or death. We are now receiving information that the station that was attacked was the Times Square station on 42nd Street. If you are in the vicinity of this area, evacuate immediately. Potential terrorists may try to release more gas in the area, and they may be armed with firearms or explosives. Police and medical services are now en route to the station.
This is an emergency message broadcast at the request of the Center for Disease Control and the New York City Police Department. We have received information regarding a potential terrorist attack on another station in the Manhattan area. According to 911 calls and other information, the Grand Central Station has been the victim of another chemical weapon attack. People have been seen exiting the station coughing, vomiting and suffering from respiratory issues. We are now getting word that the chemical weapon in use at this station is the nerve agent VX. VX is one of the most toxic and rapidly acting nerve agents in the world. It is odorless and tasteless, and in liquid form it is an amber color. We believe VX is being used in gas form in this terrorist attack. VX is the most potent of all nerve agents and it is more deadly than sarin, which was used in the earlier attack. While VX isn't very volatile and evaporates very slowly when compared to other nerve agents, it is likely it was transported to the station in gas form and did not need to evaporate, meaning more people are at risk of VX poisoning. Like sarin, it is difficult for one to know if they have been poisoned because it is odorless. Common symptoms are coughing, excessive sweating, drooling, blurred vision, chest tightness, headache, eye pain, pinpoint pupils, nausea and vomiting, rapid breathing, runny nose, weakness and drowsiness. Exposure to a large amount of VX can lead to convulsions, loss of consciousness, paralysis and respiratory failure resulting in death. Severely exposed people are highly likely to die. While there are treatments for the nerve agent, they have to be administered immediately. If you are in the vicinity of the Grand Central Station, leave immediately. We believe the nerve agent is still there and exposure to it, however minuscule, can have dangerous effects. People are advised to avoid all transport systems, especially subway stations, as two stations have not been attacked with two different nerve agents. There is the potential that other stations or transport systems may be attacked, so avoid these at all costs. If you believe a nerve agent is being used, call 911 immediately and inform us so we can send emergency services there in order to deal with the situation. You are also advised to avoid all popular attractions in densely populated areas in Manhattan. These are also potential terrorist attack locations, whether they be with chemical weapons or through other means. Contact the authorities if you find any suspicious persons. We have not received word of any other attacks, and as of now there have only been two, one on the Times Square station and one on the Grand Central Station. However, be aware that there will likely be other attacks, whether they be using another nerve agent or chemical weapon, or using conventional weapons. So far, the police have not been able to identify any potential suspects. Again, we urge you to call 911 and inform the police if you see any suspicious persons in order to stop the potential threat of other attacks.
Through a primer. Oh, look at that. Oh, there we have one. Go ahead. Yeah, get him out of here. Get him out. See, he stands there smiling because he knows nobody's going to touch him. You know, he's protected, right? All right, don't hurt him, but get him out. Get him out. Get him out. These guys are standing there taunting all of us, folks. They stand there and they taunt us all. What a shame. And then the dishonesty.
We're getting reports of a large explosion at the Union Center in Albany. A Trump rally was being held at the venue with around 9,200 people there. We believe an individual at the venue became violent and security intervened to escort him from the premises, but a bomb was detonated inside the building, and we believe many are either dead or injured. We have word that the president is injured, although not seriously so, and he has left the premises of his own accord and is en route to the hospital to receive treatment. Police and medical services are en route to the scene. Authorities believe this is connected to the 2 chemical attacks in Manhattan earlier today.
This message is broadcast at the request of the Albany Police Department. A bomb was detonated at the Union Center during a Donald Trump rally. An explosion occurred after a violent occurrence between a crowd member and security personnel. A bomb was detonated shortly after, potentially killing and injuring many. The president escaped without serious injury and has been escorted to hospital and is...
Is this what you wanted, America? 2 chemical attacks and an arena in ruins? Hundreds dead and thousands injured. We apologize for the collateral damage. We don't want to tear families and friends away from their loved ones. But if you wish to find someone to answer for all this, turn to your leader. He sanctioned the assassination of our leader. Assad was not a good man. We did not align with his views. But he kept the country functioning better than it had ever before in this century. And yet again America felt it had the right to step in and interfere in the matters of other countries. And that man Trump deemed that he had the right to kill the leader of a foreign country. If we did the same to Trump in cold blood as he did to our leader, people would beg for your army to turn our country to ash. So maybe you will understand our anger. Lives have unfortunately been lost in the process. But this was a declaration of war. And war isn't about sunshine and rainbows. America will pay the price for its arrogance and belief that it has the right to make choices on behalf of other nations. For a nation who wishes to distance itself from other nations and constantly complains about other nations using their resources, it sure does love to control other countries. So we will have our revenge, and hopefully, the country of America will learn some humility and respect other nations' privacy. Assad did not attack you personally. He did not wage a war against America. This was murder, and we will show you murder. Trust us, America. The worst is yet to come.
We've got an emergency over here. We've got a bully headed towards Manhattan. It's carrying a nuke that'll wipe out the entire city.
What's the ETA?
Ada is T-minus 2 minutes.
Alright, we're gonna have to scramble some F-35s and take this thing out.
We can't. They'll take at least 10 minutes to get him out there. In 10 minutes, Manhattan is gonna be ash.
What do we do then?
Absolutely nothing.